Your cat did something today that you completely ignored. Something that, according to animal behaviorists, was a direct message aimed straight at you. And you missed it. Again, welcome to our place. Subscribe right now, because what you're about to learn will permanently change the way you look at your cat. 16 behaviors, 16 secrets. Your cat has been trying to tell you for years. And we're starting with the one that happens every single day, and almost nobody understands correctly. 1. Why does your cat sit on your laptop? Not on the couch next to you. Not on the floor beside you. Specifically on your keyboard. There's a reason for that exact location. Your laptop emits warmth at precisely cat body temperature and carries the most concentrated version of your hand scent on any object in the house to your cat's olfactory system, which is 14 times more sensitive than yours. Your keyboard is basically a scent and heat broadcast tower by sitting directly on it. They're not just seeking warmth. They're inserting themselves into the exact space where your attention is most intensely focused. But there's a second layer. Physical proximity to a trusted human triggers an oxytocin release. In cats, the same bonding hormone. The same neurochemical that fires between a mother and her newborn kittens. You are biochemically their safe place when you're working and ignoring them, and your cat plants themselves directly on your keyboard. That's a negotiation. That's your cat saying, this human is my territory, and I will reclaim this attention. Keep that in mind as we go, because almost every behavior on this list connects to that same trust safety in a language you never knew existed. 2. Why does your cat hiss when you touch their belly? This one has genuinely made people think their cat hates them. And it's one of the most unfair misunderstandings in the entire human-cat relationship. Here's the truth. The belly is the most vulnerable part of any feline. It houses vital organs with minimal skeletal protection. In the wild, a cat exposing their belly is almost never an invitation. It is a defensive posture that says, I trust you enough to show you this, but I am not surrendering my right to protect it. When a sleeping cat is touched on the belly suddenly, the defensive reflex fires before the conscious mind fully wakes up. That hiss isn't directed at you personally. Your cat doesn't even fully register it's you yet. 2 seconds later, watch what happens. The eyes soften. The cat may stretch and slow blink at you. That's the moment the conscious brain catches up and realizes the threat assessment was a false alarm. Punishing this behavior is one of the most damaging things you can do. You're not teaching your cat anything, except that sleeping near you is dangerous. Always let the cat initiate belly exposure. And even then, read the body language first. The hiss is not hatred. It is a 5,000-year-old survival reflex. 3. Why does your cat eat grass? Before you dismiss this as weird cat behavior, this one is going to make you rethink your cat's entire digestive strategy. The deliberate consumption of grass is documented in wild felids, lions, tigers, leopards, and domestic cats alike. It's not random. Grass contains folic acid, a vitamin essential for hemoglobin production, and digestive fiber that acts as a natural purgative. Your cat isn't malfunctioning. Their body is sending a signal, and they're following it with evolutionary precision. The vomiting that sometimes follows is frequently the intended outcome. Cats lack the enzymes to digest plant matter efficiently, but the mechanical irritation of grass blades triggers regurgitation of indigestible material. Fur bones, feather fragments. It is a self-administered gastrointestinal cleaning. Get your cat checked for excessive grass eating. If it's daily and accompanied by weight loss, there may be an underlying issue, but occasional grazing is not a problem. It is a species-appropriate behavior. We're only 3 in, and it's already more complex than you thought. Stay with us. 4. Why does your cat chirp at birds through the window? This one is beautiful when you understand it. That chattering, chirping sound, teeth clicking rapidly while staring at prey, is what biologists call a vacuum behavior. A motor pattern triggered by stimulus that cannot be completed. The translation: my entire predatory sequence has been activated. Stalk approach, pounce, kill, bite. But this invisible barrier prevents completion. The chirp is believed by many researchers to be a mimetic hunting strategy. It mimics the sound of bird calls or rodent squeaks, potentially to draw prey closer. Or it may simply be frustrated energy, escaping through the jaw muscles. Without this outlet, the unfulfilled predatory sequence creates genuine stress. The nervous system prepared for action found no resolution. The chirp is that release valve. Cats who do this frequently are, according to behavioral research, typically more visually stimulated and benefit enormously from interactive play. That completes the sequence they cannot finish. Try wand toys that mimic bird flight patterns. Watch what your cat does. That satisfaction after a successful pounce will tell you more about their needs than anything else on this list. 5. Why will your cat only eat when you're watching? The food has been sitting there for an hour. Your cat is clearly hungry, but they will not touch it until you're present. This is not dependence. This is security protocol, and it goes deep. In feline evolutionary history, eating alone is dangerous. You're head down focused, distracted, and vulnerable to ambush predators. Eating is safest when another trusted being maintains vigilance nearby. Your cat isn't waiting for permission in a submissive sense like a dog would. They're requesting a sentinel, a lookout, someone to watch while they're vulnerable. Your presence doesn't just grant permission. It activates the neurological safety state required for relaxed feeding. To feel safe enough to focus entirely on the bowl. The practical implication: a cat that has only ever eaten with you present can develop genuine distress and food refusal during boarding or pet sitter situations. If this is your cat, start introducing brief departures during meals now, before it becomes a crisis. And we haven't even gotten to the behaviors that most owners completely misread as personality problems. Number 9 is the one that changes everything. 6. Why does your cat suddenly sprint around the house at 3 a.m. like something is wrong? Nothing is wrong. Everything is exactly right. The scientific term is crepuscular activity peaks. Cats are biologically engineered over millions of years to hunt at dawn and dusk, When prey animals are most active and visible, the domestic cat's internal clock does not care about your 8 a.m. meeting. Energy accumulates during daytime napping, and when the circadian rhythm hits its peak, the motor system triggers a full discharge. It happens most predictably between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. after long periods of daytime inactivity, and after a satisfying litter box visit during a Zoomy episode. Your cat's pupils dilate, their ears flatten. They enter a kind of controlled chaos that lasts between 3 and 8 minutes, and then they collapse and groom themselves. Almost instantly. This is a regulatory reset. It's healthy. Your only responsibility is keeping the bedroom door either fully open or fully closed. 7. Why does your cat hide toys in your shoes? You found things in your footwear that you cannot explain. Here's the explanation. Your shoes hold the highest concentration of your scent of any portable object in the house to your cat's olfactory system. Your shoes are essentially a scent photograph of you, a portable territory marker. Logically, by cat logic, they are the most secure location for storing anything valuable. The caching instinct itself is ancient. It exists because food availability for solitary hunters is unpredictable, and theft by competitors is real. This behavior persists in cats that have never gone hungry a single day in their lives. Because instinct doesn't wait for necessity. The forgetting is also real. Spatial memory for cache. Locations in cats is surprisingly poor. Your cat may genuinely have no idea that there's a crusty hair tie decomposing in your winter boots right now. Regular inspections, no punishment. The instinct operates below conscious decision-making. 8. Why does your cat purr when you're sick or crying? In 2021, researchers at the University of California, Davis published findings confirming something cat owners had always known, but science had struggled to quantify. Cats respond to human emotional and physical distress with what the study described as affiliative caregiving. Not just learned association, but something functionally similar to therapeutic intervention. When you cry or run a fever, 3 things change simultaneously that your cat detects immediately: your breathing pattern, your body temperature, and your pheromonal output, the chemical signature of illness or grief, shifts in ways that your cat's vomeronasal organ reads as a distress signal. They don't understand the source of your pain, but they register the frequency. The purr you hear at those moments is different from a contentment purr. It contains a frequency between 25 and 150 hertz, a range documented to promote tissue regeneration and bone healing in mammals. Some cats knead on your chest. Some press their forehead against your face because scent marking is their crisis response. Some just curl into the curve of your body and purr at that specific therapeutic frequency. Different dialects, same sentence. I'm here. I'm trying to fix this. 9. Why does your cat lie on your clean laundry? We promised you this one. Here it is. Your cat has made one of the most precise associative connections in their behavioral repertoire. Clean laundry equals removal of their scent claim. The moment that laundry emerges from the dryer, warm and scent stripped, their entire territorial strategy activates. Lying on it is not laziness. It's reclamation if the clothing cannot be worn without cat hair. The human cannot leave without carrying a piece of them. Given the tools available, it is an elegant solution. The secondary behavior: pressing their face glands into your sweaters, your towels, anything you wear frequently, is olfactory marking in both directions simultaneously. Their scent on your things. You're sent deeper into their coat. It's preparation for your departure. A biochemical version of sending you with a flag that says this human belongs to someone. Cats that escalate to urinating on your laundry are not acting out of spite. They are in genuine territorial insecurity. That behavior deserves compassion, not punishment, and a real environmental enrichment protocol. 10. Why does your cat open their mouth slightly and make a weird face? Cats possess an organ humans functionally lack: the vomeronasal organ in the roof of the mouth. It detects chemical compounds. The nose misses entirely. That strange grimace mouth slightly open, upper lip curled, is called the Fleeman response. It directs scent molecules towards this organ for a deeper analysis than standard olfaction can provide. Think of it as switching from standard to high definition. Pheromonal processing. That's the normal version. The Fleeman response near another cat's urine marking. Pure reproductive and territorial intelligence gathering. And that persistent Fleeman response with no obvious trigger, combined with drooling or pawing at the mouth. That is a documented symptom of dental disease, oral tumors, or severe nausea. The motion is the cat trying to process an unpleasant taste or sensation originating inside their own mouth. 1 Fleeman response curiosity. 10 Fleeman responses in an hour. Make the veterinary appointment. 11. Why does your cat sit with their back to you? This is the one most people get completely backwards in feline body language. The back turned to another individual is not an insult. It is the absence of threat assessment. Exposing your blind side to another being means you have evaluated them and removed them from the list of potential dangers. When your cat sits with their back to you, they are making the most profound statement available in their entire social vocabulary. This is not dismissal. This is not ignoring you. This is the feline equivalent of saying, "You are so safe that I don't need to watch you." The secondary layer, facing outward while their back is against you, means your cat is performing active environmental monitoring while using you as the secure base of operations. They are watching the room, knowing you are anchoring the rear. The unspoken agreement. I watch the world. You watch nothing. I've got this. A cat that never turns their back to you is a cat that is still assessing you. Trust isn't there yet. When it finally arrives, you'll recognize it. 12. Why does your cat knock things off the table? Here's the uncomfortable truth. From your cat's perspective, they did something brilliant. Feline behavioral programming around objects includes a specific test for prey or threat status. Stationary object on elevated surface must be investigated. The paw tap is the investigation method. If it moves, it might be alive. If it falls, it makes noise, which is interesting. If it shatters, it was clearly fragile and deserved to. Every rule your cat operates under supports this. The apparent guilt you see afterward. It's not remorse. It's your cat reading your emotional state and finding it unpredictable. Your cat has learned that after certain sequences of events involving gravity, you become loud and agitated. They're not connecting the action to the consequence. They're just responding to your energy shift right now. Punishing after the fact does one thing. It makes your cat wary of your moods for reasons they cannot connect to their behavior. Management is the only tool that actually works. Put the breakable thing somewhere else. 13. Why does your cat yowl when left alone? Yowl is not annoyance. It is a long-range distress signal. In solitary feline species, vocalizations are typically reserved for mating, territorial disputes, or mother-kitten communication. The separation yowl is none of these. It is a specifically evolved vocalization that mimics the sound of a kitten in distress. Your cat cannot distinguish between you being at work and you being gone forever. Their primary attachment figure disappeared. They're broadcasting a sound designed to trigger a retrieval response in a parent. Research using home audio monitoring shows that most separation yowling peaks in the first 10 to 15 minutes and then gradually subsides. This means two things. Your neighbor's complaint is valid, but temporary, and this behavior is highly treatable. Gradual desensitization, building tolerance for solitude through systematic, incremental exposure, resolves this in the majority of cases. Start with 2 minutes, return before the vocalization peaks. Build slowly. Punishment makes it worse every single time. 14. Why does your cat bunny kick their toys? That rapid-fire hind leg kicking, while holding the toy with front paws, is the disemboweling sequence. Used on prey too large to kill with a neck bite alone. In the wild, this motor pattern eviscerates the soft abdomen of rabbits or large rodents. This behavior is hardwired into the feline nervous system at a level that bypasses conscious decision-making. Entirely the size of the toy activates it even deeper. The larger and softer the target, the more instinct demands the full sequence. The release and recapture that follows. Throwing the toy up and catching it simulates the prey attempting escape. In every ragdoll Persian Scottish fold, cats bred for centuries to be decorative companions. The instinct doesn't care about breed standards. Let them disembowel the toy. It is one of the most complete forms of psychological enrichment available to an indoor cat. 15. Why does your cat run from strangers? Your guest enters the room, smiling, arms open, making friendly sounds. Your cat vanishes under the bed instantly. In feline social signaling, a large, unfamiliar figure moving directly toward you, with forward-facing eyes and exposed teeth and a smile, is doing everything wrong by their threat assessment rules. Your guest is a predator in approach posture. The eye contact that doesn't break. The body language that looms. The voice that is too loud. Everything about this interaction registers as a potential threat. Your cat isn't being antisocial. They are responding exactly as their behavioral programming requires them, to respond to an unknown variable. Let the cat approach on their own timeline. Instruct guests to ignore the cat completely. Use high-value treats placed at a distance. Your cat's sense of safety is worth more than your guest's desire to pet a cat. 16. Why does your cat head bunt you? We saved this one for last on purpose. Allo-robbing scent marking between social felines is one of the primary mechanisms by which feline colony bonds are formed and maintained. It starts in the first weeks of life. The mother licks the kitten to stimulate elimination, to clean, to signal safety. That association. Rubbing equals the safest, most cared for moment of existence, is formed before the kitten's eyes even fully focus. It never goes away. When your cat head bunts you, they are drawing on that foundational memory. They're marking a member of their social colony, creating a shared scent profile, claiming you as belonging to the same unit as them. The targeting matters. Face bunting after you've showered is reclamation. Reapplying the scent you just washed off. Persistent bunting of a specific area on your body is active medical marking. Cats have been documented detecting infections and inflammation through what began as what looked like affectionate head pressing and that kitten behavior, kneading and bunting the mother's belly to stimulate milk flow and request comfort. That persists in adult cats too. When your cat head bunts your face, they are also, in a very real sense, treating you as the most important figure in their world. The one they came from, the one they return to. That small forehead press is the oldest language between your two species. A ritual of recognition that has been running since the first cat chose to walk into a human home 9,000 years ago. Now you speak it. If this changed how you see your cat, share it with one person whose cat deserves to be understood. Follow us and drop a comment with the behavior on this list that your cat does the most. We read every single one.